With the preseason officially over, the Chicago Bulls went ahead and made some last-minute roster decisions, and in this video, I'm going to be explaining to you guys why the Bulls went ahead and made these 3 decisions. But before we get into it all, make sure to hit that like button if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. So like I said, in this video, I'm going to be informing you guys of these decisions that the Bulls made, explaining to you guys why the Bulls made these decisions, and like why it makes sense for them to make these decisions. But we're going to start off with the one I think got like the most attention, and is that the Bulls have waived Yuki Kawamura, and it is a very sad day for most Bulls fans, but the Bulls went ahead and waived Yuki because he has some sort of medical condition, and that information about his medical condition is not released to the public. So we do not know what this medical condition is, but what we can infer is that the Bulls determined that this medical condition is serious enough that it's going to prevent Yuki from playing at least most of this season. And Yuki was on a 2-way contract for the Bulls. You only get 3 of those if you're the Bulls for any NBA team. And so if you're the Bulls and you know Yuki's gonna either miss the entire season or not play most of this season, there's really no reason to keep him on that 2-way contract. And as much as it sucks, the correct decision is to go ahead and waive him, because you want to go ahead and use that 2-way spot to go and sign someone else that you know will be available and playing. But once again, just to talk about it, Yuki, he's been sidelined with a right lower leg issue during preseason. We saw him play like I believe 2 games in preseason, but then suddenly he was just sidelined with this right lower leg issue, and now we find out today that he has some sort of medical condition. It might be related to the leg, it might not be. I think we can infer some things with the information we know, but I'm not going to speculate too much on it. But it really does suck to see this. I wish nothing but the best for Yuki. It was awesome to watch him in Summer League. He was absolutely just lighting Summer League on fire, not just with his passing, but with his scoring. And so then, he played like pretty well in preseason, but it unfortunately just with his medical condition, this is what had to happen. But once again, I wish nothing but the best for him. I do not know anything about this, but I'm just gonna make a guess here. So if you guys remember when Justin Lewis, when the Bulls signed Justin Lewis to a 2-way contract and then he tore his ACL, the Bulls waived Justin Lewis after he tore his ACL, but they still allowed Justin Lewis to use the Bulls facilities to rehab and everything. I'm going to assume the Bulls are also going to do that with Yuki here. They're going to offer that same thing to Yuki. I'm also going to assume that they're going to offer as much support to Yuki as possible. But again, I do not know. I'm just going to hope that the Bulls do that for him, but I think they will. But it really does suck to see this for Yuki. It sucks that this is how it had to be, but I'm hoping that this medical condition can clear for him quickly, and he'll be back on the court as soon as possible. But this really does suck to see. He's an absolute he's so much fun to watch when he's playing. So I hope that he can get back on the court as soon as he can. But that is the reason why the Bulls went ahead and waived Yuki Kawamura. And so because the Bulls waived Yuki Kawamura, that means that they have an open 2-way spot available, which means that the Bulls went ahead and decided to fill that 2-way spot, and they went and signed for Trentyn Flowers to that 2-way deal. And so Flowers played with the Clippers for 6 games last season, and he was in the G League for most of the season last year, and he is an interesting forward. I'll say that for sure. I've looked at some video. I still need to do some research, but the Bulls went ahead and signed this guy to the 2-way spot that Yuki had initially, right? And so if you want to go ahead and look at the Bulls roster from Spot Trek, it's already updated. The 3 2-way spots now are Ulbrich, Miller, and Flowers, right? And so this used to be Yuki, but now Flowers took that spot. Just to give a little quick overview again of Flowers. So he played 6 games with the Clippers last season. Here are his stats, but here's his G League stats from last season in all 42 games, tip-off tournament and regular season. 17 points per game, 38% from the 3-point line, 47% from the field, 5 rebounds. So definitely an intriguing player. I'm going to be doing some more research on him, and we will see how much we do see him in the regular season, and how much we're going to be seeing him. Most likely we're going to be seeing him mostly in the G League, but well, we never know. Things can happen. But he did average 20 points per game. I believe it was in the regular season last season, so in the G League. So interesting player for sure. So those are the 2-way transactions, right? So the Bulls, they waived Yuki. That's 2-way contract opens up. So therefore they went ahead and signed Flowers to that 2-way contract. But the last thing that happened yesterday for the Bulls and this got some national attention, was that the Bulls went ahead and signed Mac McClung to a deal. And everyone's like, oh my god, like, this is crazy, because I mean, he is a 3-time slam dunk contest champion, and deservedly so. But everyone's like, oh my god, this is so hype. But we then find out later, and this was, if it was me, I expected this, but I know some people maybe weren't. But the Bulls, 3 hours later after this was announced, they went ahead and waived Mac McClung. And so if you're wondering why this happened, so first and foremost, just to make it clear, the Bulls do not have any open roster spots on their current NBA roster. They have 15 of 15 filled, and all their two-way spots are also filled. So they have all 18 spots filled that you can fill for a regular NBA team, okay? But the reason why the Bulls went ahead and did this, and why McClung would agree to this, is because he is planning to go and play for the Windy City Bulls. So he will be playing for the Bulls G League team. And so if you're wondering what the contract he signed, it's the Exhibit 10 contract. So the Exhibit 10 contract is basically what we call like a training camp deal. But pretty much though, it's a contract that if that player is waived, okay, that player will receive a bonus if he goes to that team's G League team and plays for them for at least 60 days consecutively. And as you can see here, I mean, hey, it's an $85,000 bonus to just go play for the team that just waived you, right? And this is basically how the Bulls, or other teams, get that player to be on their G League squad. The Bulls, if you didn't hear about this, but the Bulls did sign Kevin Knox earlier, and they signed and waived him, and it's the exact same idea. He's gonna go to play for the G League team, and the Bulls went ahead and did the Exhibit 10 deal with him, signed him, waived him immediately. And so if Knox is going to be on the Windy City Bulls for 60 consecutive days, then he'll get this $85,000 bonus because of that. So it's a nice little bonus to kind of incentivize the players to go ahead and play for the team's G League squad. Just so if you're wondering about, is this confirmed? Yes, it is. Spot Trek did go ahead and confirm it. Exhibit 10 contract immediately waived right after. So that is just an update on the Bulls' kind of last minute moves here before we go into the regular season. So again, I'm really sad about Yuki, man. I was really hoping for him to play well in the G League this season for the Bulls, but unfortunately that is most likely not going to happen. I'm excited about Flowers. I do like what I see in him so far, but again, I have to do more research about him. So if you're wondering about him, go look up some video. He played in the G League, but he also played in the Summer League. So there's also some Summer League footage you can go ahead and look at. And Mac McClung is also a fun guy to go ahead and look at as well. He, I believe, averaged 22 points per game last season in the G League. So, he's not just a dunker. Like, he's an actual, pretty decent player. But he is already 26. So, it'll be interesting to see what sort of role he'll be playing in the G League for the Windy City Bulls. And, maybe at some point some other team does give him an actual NBA contract, which will be, obviously we support that if we're the Bulls and us as fans. Like, we want to see these guys go ahead and get an actual NBA contract. But that's gonna do it for me. Again, really sad about Yuki, but I'm hoping nothing but the best for him. I just want to go ahead and make sure that is clear. I'm really supporting him, and hopefully he gets through this medical condition. But with that being said, though, thank you guys so much for listening to the video. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you hit the like button. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. I'll see y'all next time. Peace.